Ice slaps though right now. I'll tell you.
Ice slaps.
It's so good.
I knew it smelled like poop in here. Oh, I just got a raid. 1 second, Meg. Dr. Wallen, holy crap. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Hi. Hello, hello. How was your stream? Welcome, welcome. I don't know if we've met before. Dr. Wallen, I don't recognize the name. Hi, my name's Ryan. We're playing Valheim. This is my lovely wife Meg on the other side of the screen. She's also streaming. Hi, friends. Welcome in. How was your Valheim stream? I just called you my lovely wife Meg, by the way.
Your what?
You're my lovely wife
Lugly?
Meg. Yep, I'm sorry.
What were you?
I went for lovely wife, but I said lovely wife.
Was that my lovely mixed with ugly?
No.
Are those the two words that you
Satan,
mixed together?
back off. No.
Are those the
Not
two
today,
words that you
Satan.
mixed together?
No.
Because it seems like those are the words that you mixed together.
I would never.
Are you sure?
I would never. I'm
better not.
positive. I'm 100%.
You better not, but it sounds like.
Hey, Megan, where
lovely
should
and
I give
ugly
you?
if mix
I have
together.
some barley flour here, and I want to give it to you, but I don't know how to give it to you.
You can just put it in the crops chest. There's stacks of them in there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, good. I'll do that.
Are you trying to change the subject from calling me ugly?
Yeah,
or...
maybe. I need to meet up and talk to these people. I'm sorry. I was trying to call you lucky.
You're not.
I was trying to call you lovely and lucky, and it came off as luckly.
Mm-hmm. You called your 34-week pregnant wife. You called her.
I
ugly,
called
huh?
her lovely and lucky, and the love of my life, and the person who I hope to spend the rest of my days with, should she have me. That's what I was trying to say. That is what it. Yeah. Why are you just making that noise? Not to delete the VOD. Delete the VOD. Delete the VOD.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Hi, Meek Loki. Hi, Nith. How's it going?
So about you mixing
I gotta go get a
lovely and
different
ugly
spoon. I'll be right
together
back.
into the masterpiece Lugly.
Oh God, what a mistake. Dr. Wallen's doing a deathless run. Oh, I am doing one of those minus the less part. I'm doing a death run as well. Constantly. Okay, did I get everything figured out here? I think I did. I think it's time to go back. All right, you ready to go back to the swamp, babe?
Oh, sorry. What? I just put my headphones back on.
Good. You want to go back to the swamp?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you, Dr. Wallen. Yeah, we're in the we're in the like any week now kind of period of time, so it's exciting. We've been talking about it most of stream, frankly. Feel free at any time, by the way, Dr. Wallen, if you got to run, take care of yourself. Do that. Thank you very much for the raid. But if you're sticking around, where are you from? What's her stream? My lovely wife is streaming at this link right here.
Hey, thanks for the shout out.
Yeah, I got you.
Indigestion.
Yeah, I got you. Dr. Wallen is from Sweden. We have some Swedes here. I don't know if they're here right now. I don't know if Rebecca or any of the others are here right now, but we're going for there. By the way.
Cool. I'm with you.
Of course, Dr. Wallen. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Reb's left a little bit ago. Gotcha. We've got more Surtlings than we need, that's for sure. Surtling cores. How was the concrete mixer?
Well, I mean, it's still really frozen, so I haven't eaten very
Oh,
much
you
of it
still
yet.
haven't eaten it. Got it.
I've had like a bite of it.
Yeah. Ryan, are you assuming all Swedes know each other? No, I'm not.
So I missed it. Were the Raiders playing Valheim as well, or?
Yes, including Dr. Wallen, who just followed you, I think. Or just hung out with you, I think. Dr. Wallen's doing a deathless run.
Oh, God.
I just got hit by that, yeah.
A deathless run?
I made the joke that we were doing that minus the less.
Yeah, totally. This is actually only death run?
Yep.
Yeah, how have your deathless runs of games gone in the past, Ryan?
Great, Meg. Thanks for asking. This is because I called you Luckily, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's a chest around here somewhere. I don't know. I think it's by the dead end, which I think is through... We had to do some swimming to get to the dead end. That's all I remember. Just this way.
Totally.
Is Deathless Run... Are Deathless Runs popular in Valheim, do you think? Like hardcore, sort of like hardcore Minecraft runs? I think I saw our friend Emma Potato was streaming hardcore Valheim today too, actually. Pretty sure.
I have had some people come in and mention that they're playing like a deathless run. I mean, it's definitely for people that are better at the game than us.
Absolutely.
I die like every 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Are you getting the stuff out of that chest?
Yep, I got it.
Cool.
You kill everybody in here yet?
Yeah.
Hi, Relentlessly. Good to see you. Thank you.
Dr. Wallen plays very slow on deathless runs. I mean, that makes sense. I've only played hardcore Minecraft before, but...
Yeah, gotta be prepared for everything.
You gotta be very careful. It's like watching the movie Free Solo. Like, Alex Honnold didn't just go out and free solo El Cap, like, in a day. It
Lots
adds
of
an
prep.
element of excitement, for sure. I mean, that makes sense. It's a lot of fun. It's fun to add stakes to things. But I like my Valheim with minimal stakes. Sometimes life has enough stakes. I don't need that kind of excitement in my video games. I was so sad when I died in my first hardcore Minecraft run.
Oh, yeah. I remember that still.
God, it was so tragic. All because I thought I knew how to use a bed as dynamite and I didn't, and I blew myself up.
Yeah, what a way to go out, too.
So stupid.
More in here.
The stupidest way to die.
How are you liking Valheim? Jay Funkyfoot says, how are we liking Valheim? We're liking it a lot. We're like 75 hours into it, probably, into a co-op playthrough. We're playing blind, meaning we haven't looked up any information. We haven't been told any information from chat, minus some very, very small exceptions where we specifically asked a question. But that's made it fun. That's made it probably a little bit slower or more confusing than otherwise, but we love playing the game that way. I think I'm ready to head out of this place, by the way. I have an idea for you, too, I should wait for.
I think it's nighttime, so...
Oh, yeah?
We gotta run just based on the look of the map.
Oh, yeah.
McBell just asked a very good question in my chat, Ryan.
What's that?
McBell said, hey, Meg, if we use H to say we love you in Ryan's chat, what do we use here to say we love him, too?
You don't.
You don't?
Listen, I'm very familiar. I mean, not that they don't love me, but that the dynamic of stream is very simple. Here, we say that we are annoyed by Ryan, that we are sometimes entertained by, but mostly annoyed by Ryan. We say that we love Meg, and we say that dogs are good dogs even when they're not freaking good dogs. Those are the rules. Those are the lies.
Those are the unspoken rules of chat.
3 lies and 1 truth. Nope, sorry. 2 truths and 2 lies. Dogs are good boys are the 2 lies. Ryan is annoying and we love Meg are the 2 truths. We love Meg and we heckle Ryan. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was going home. Are you going home?
Same. As soon as I drop off my iron.
Okay, cool.
Yep. We have currently 98 iron here.
That's so much.
Which I would say is probably good. I think we have 2 things done. I think we start. I think we take a boat trip. Considering it's 3:30, it's probably the right call.
Yeah, that's probably right. So tomorrow, we
Yeah,
inventory
I think-
manage, we get things ready. Tomorrow we take the boat to try to get the iron.
Absolutely. I think that's a great call.
Cool. Lambrick suggests that they use the you died emotes
Yep.
to signify that they love you.
Yeah.
How does that
I'm
make
into
you feel?
I'm into that.
Do you feel love? I mean, we could use the
Honest.
LOL.
Okay. To get way too serious about this, here's my actual comfort zone. My actual comfort zone is light heckling, directed at me. Not with a little light heckling directed at other people from me, but like from the start. Like there's a reason. Hit exclamation quote 4. If you look at any of the first quotes on this channel from 4 years ago when we started streaming, like my goal as a person to live on Twitch and live entertaining has been like, I'm happy to be the butt of some lighthearted jokes because it leaves a lot of space for us to be friends with each other and to not heckle each other and like to not be mean to each other. And also I make a lot of mistakes, so it's pretty easy to be freaking heckled. So that's honest to God, my answer is like, I'm happy to be the butt of the joke. Yeah. So long as it's not like malicious, so long as it's not like the only thing you do, so long as it's a recognition that I'm a real human with feelings, that's
Totally.
the best heckles also come from people who are like, who I know and are a part of the community and I have some rapport with. Getting heckled by a random stranger on the internet in a YouTube comment is not my favorite thing in the world, but
Totally.
we'll do it.
But
No
I'll
one wants
do
to be
it, he
heckled
says.
on like the things that they're really vulnerable about, which is why, sometimes there's like a topic where I'm like, hey, let's be easy on that one because that one actually hurts. Or like,
That one hurt. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm H's in the chat to tell
Totally.
Meg you love her, and you dive in
heckle
the
Ryan.
chat to say that you love Ryan because I'm into that.
That's what he likes.
That's honest approach.
He's, to be fair, just in case anyone's worried, Ryan is not like that in real life.
Like what?
He is comfortable. You are comfortable with like love and affection in real life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and frankly, here's the thing. Here's my take. I'm comfortable with love and affection on this website too. The problem that the pattern I was noticing is
it
that
is
like
late enough to go to bed, by the way.
absolutely, I'll be in 2 seconds. I just gotta drop off some
Sounds good.
ore. The thing I notice is that like even if you build a community on heckling you, people will still give you love. And like in the streaming space, it can be a little like people can show up every day ready to like praise you or something, and I'm like, I don't need that either. Like no ego needs that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be in the heckle space because then it's not, I don't actually want to show up to stream every day and have people be like, Ryan, you're the greatest. You're so good. I'm like, I appreciate that occasionally, but I don't need it every day. That's my ego is just fine. As is, it's plenty healthy already.
McBell wants to know if there's an example of like something you've considered too far, or like is
Absolutely.
there...
Earlier this week, I got back from my trip. I had a cold sore on my mouth. We started stream. People were like, herpes, and I was like, first off, that's not a nice thing to do to a stranger. It's also not nice to do to people you love. I've spent my entire life being literally bullied for having the version of the herpes simplex virus that means I have cold sores on my mouth. They suck for me individually. It's also not a great, it's like, that was a line that I'm like, yeah, we don't need to go there on Twitch stream. I have cold sores. That sucks enough for me already. I don't want to be So yeah, that's an example. Other examples, I don't know. Do you want to grab the bow and I can start running stuff between the two? Actually.
Totally.
You want to do me a favor? You go
What's
get
up?
Eikthyr, I'll go get Motor. You do the running, I'll do the boat.
Why's that?
Because my Eikthyr is already used, so I don't think it'll let me like refresh it and then use it.
I was gonna say I already have motor on mine.
Yo, Ryan's
But,
life
sorry.
thing. Busters is wondering if you have
But yeah,
a
we can do
Viking
that, that's
helm
fine.
for these streams. Don't think you have something like that far as imaware /
I was hoping to drive the boat and eat my concrete mixer, but
You can also drive the boat if you want.
okay. I can we can trade them out.
Busters was wondering if I have a Viking helm for these streams. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Goblin Goblin says health-related jabs have always struck me as past a line. It's one of those things where it's like, why make fun of a person for stuff they can't control or that are already causing them harm? You know? Vaguely, I can control if I'm like good at games or if I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, maybe I can't. I can control yeah. If you pay attention to the people in your life, this is maybe general life thing, but like to me, if you pay attention to people, they'll let you know what they're comfortable being made fun of with or for. Sometimes they'll make fun of themselves for it. Sometimes they'll open themselves up to the joke. And sometimes they do it even if they're like, you know, because of a lack of like, you know, self-love or whatever. But that's my go-to is like, yeah. Also weird, like there's also some that are like historically problematic, like you know, women have different appearance standards in the real world, so then to take those and make them the basis of your joke seems like doubling down on a bad thing. I don't know, that's my take.
Totally.
It didn't stop my countdown from counting, so I still have the count. I can't use I can't actually use motor, but
that's fine.
So if you want, you can drive it.
It's fine. I already got Ike here, so I'm gonna go, and I took a bunch of stamina food, so
okay.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. I would maybe, yeah, you can pick wherever you want for me to land the boat, but I'll be there before too long.
Okay. I'll do a little investigating.
Yeah. I don't know, chat. What's your take? Meg? What's your take? What are like? What's I think people have different preferences on like what crosses a line for them, what they're comfortable taking jokes on. How do you know? What do you do?
I think it's totally. I mean,
I know what. Sorry, I have one more thing too. Historically, I think it would be. I also just think punching down is not fun, or good, moral or good or funny. I think punching down is not moral or funny. That's the one other thing I would say.
And that's why I feel like stream teasing like works pretty well, because
I'm on and I'm a little bit on a pedestal.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I definitely can be more sensitive to teasing than Ryan, whereas teasing is like Ryan's love language, and
That's true.
Truly is Ryan's love language
Truly,
in a lot of ways. Like, we spend a lot of time teasing each other, and so that's all like very normal and natural. But I definitely can have times where I'm more sensitive than Ryan is to teasing, and
yeah. And it's interesting in a long-term relationship because it's like, I think sometimes I think sometimes I find myself thinking you should just communicate when you're sensitive. And then I also think sometimes it's like, but no, you like, it's not like the line is I can tease you always and then you have to communicate when you don't want to be teased. Like, I think joking or teasing or anything like that is like a form of like, it's almost like a form of intimate connection that like you constantly should really be reevaluating the like consent line. Basically, is like, is this okay with you? Does this make you feel okay? Like, how does this make you feel? I don't know. Yeah.
totally.
Carlos says I try to follow the lead of whoever I'm joking with. Freya says basically a healthy balance between little into partner and little into heart, not going to extremes either way.
So I think I'm just going back towards our old portal at this point.
I think that's
like
fine.
where the portal was, because I do.
Yeah,
think
I think I would put it as like, yeah, right there is basically being the spot. Yeah.
Which I
Anne
think is
says, I don't
about-
take... Go ahead. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say, I think this is where I have our old portal marked as being.
I can mark it too. It should be right there, sorry. There should be
Yeah,
still a...
that's-
I think we broke the chest, actually.
Did we break everything
I think we broke it all. Other than the workbench.
besides the workbench? Okay. I
think
found
we
the
left the workbench out.
The
There you go.
workbench is right here.
Anne says I don't
So
take
I'm
jokes
gonna-
that are in spite of me well because when they're told in front of my family. Mostly because I know either my mother will take the joke seriously and think something is wrong, or my sisters will bully me about it for months. Context too. That's a great point. There's
I do get more sensitive sometimes about things like that with Ryan. Like,
yeah,
if Ryan's teasing me like in
front
front of
of-
like his
yeah.
family,
yeah,
then
because that's a
sometimes-
person
which-
you want to make good impressions in front of, and
right?
Yeah.
Which is totally he means with love. Sometimes I'm like,
absolutely, I get the same
Dang.
way. Whereas if Megan teases me in front of her family at like a family dinner, I'm like less inclined to take that as the funny thing that it is, and more inclined to be like, why are you throwing me under the bus?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian's gotten through this whole convo without hitting
It was just a prank, Han.
on the soundboard. Well, too late now. It was just a prank hand, in case you were wondering, Meg.
Just prank Han. Amber says personal teasing taken into the workplace is also generally not cool.
Yeah. I was thinking about work earlier. I was like, how do you navigate how to tease at work? Don't. Yeah. Which I don't know. I feel like some people that would really upset. I feel like some people they'd be like, what do you mean I can't tease at work? And I'm like, well, are you the kind of
Yeah.
person who's left a wake of hurt people behind you? Because yeah, I think maybe that means you personally can't tease at work. I don't know. Here's why I think teasing is my love language, or one of my love languages. To me, in a weird way, like finding the like idiosyncrasies of a person, like the fact that Megan once tried to cover up, I have the perfect example, once tried to cover up the fact that she confused her left and right by over explaining and saying, well, I was talking about his stage right. There's like a flaw at the base of that, right? Megan not knowing her. I used air quotations on my chat, by the way, Meg. A quote unquote flaw at the base of that, which is that Meg doesn't know her left and right. To me, not an actually important, like not actually a flaw, not actually an important thing that Megan should be concerned with or hopefully is super, vulnerable about. Also sort of related to like a whole running conversation in our relationship, which is that I think I have a better sense of direction than her so there's that. And it's like, to me, that specific idiosyncrasy brings me so much joy. It brings me so much delight to see a person have that hilarious explanation for how they messed up their left and their right. And as long as that delight that it brings me is something I can share with her without making her feel bad, then I'm like, I have to talk about this with you because I think it's so funny. Like, it like lights my day up. The fact that you said stage right. And so that's why teasing to me is like
It's also
perfect.
it's
like
funny to know what like makes people laugh like that because
Yeah.
earlier when I said the sun was in the place where the sun was setting,
yeah,
I was pretty sure it was west,
yeah,
but I was like, Ryan will find it so fucking funny if I make an offhanded comment about that. Like I knew that
absolutely.
that
You were right.
me
You were right.
leaning into not knowing
Yep.
would bring you joy
Yep.
and would make you laugh, and I like making you laugh.
Yep.
So, Shark Osama says, I see the negativity, but teasing can break some social walls and reduce pressure. It depends. Totally. I agree with that.
Absolutely. But my go-to, like, the other thing I think though, as a more introverted slash very socially anxious person, is that like the way I break down social walls is just making myself the butt of the joke. I don't know that that's healthy. I'm definitely not recommending it. I'm also not like I should probably be in therapy for it or something. But like to me, the solution
there's
to
something to
can I
that,
tease
though,
other
like,
people is tease yourself.
sometimes it's tease yourself first.
Yeah, it's like
Or
the way
tease
to get to the
yourself,
joke
yeah.
is tease yourself first, and
Yeah.
then go from there. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not risking stepping on someone's accidental vulnerability. Megan, do you want to talk about, if it's up to you, no pressure either way. Do you want to talk about the thing the nurse said to you at work the other day, or do you want to leave that for another day?
You can leave it.
Yeah, we'll leave it for another day. But
Leave it
there's
for
like
now.
but you can say things IRL like that are quote unquote harmless, but still do harm because it lines up specifically with someone's vulnerability at that day or that moment. You know, like, and
And that's
you would
also,
never
like,
know,
not
and you would
necessarily
think you
your
were above board.
fault or
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But I think it's something to keep in mind that, like,
so in a workplace
may
setting,
sound-
it's like to be professional is to be careful about that. Like that's just, it's not even professional. To me, it is like, my opinion is that it is accommodating to think in advance about how those things might be perceived. And to be accommodating is just to love other people. Like that's all it is. Like
totally.
that's my rant on the subject, but it's just a form of accommodation, which is the world is better if we do, you know? I don't know. That's talking about how they remember the left and the right. Boblin Goblin says, I still go lip ring on the left to keep track. I'm in my mid-30s. Once I started driving, I
That's
got a
really
lot better
funny.
at knowing my left and right.
Listen, guys, I think about everybody else's left and right way more than I think about my own left and right. I'm just
Whatever
gonna
you
keep
gotta
saying
say,
it.
babe. Whatever you gotta say. Whatever you need to believe.
I'll say it all day and all night.
Whatever you need to believe.
Are you
Wind
getting
has been
close?
good, so I'm gonna save motor for. Wind is now good, I should say. Yeah, I'm getting close. I'm gonna save the motor for on the way home, hopefully.
Cool. I am on my way back. If we get to the thing around the same time, then it'll take 2 more loads, whether that's you
Two
and
of
I
us
both
or-
going or
yeah,
me going back
absolutely.
twice, then
Absolutely.
but I think there's still like 60 some.
Gabriel says at the hair salon the other day, my stylist said, tilt your head to the right. I reacted a lot slower than I would have liked. Sometimes I wish I could just be like, sometimes I wish I could just chase down the joke, like, at the expense of literally everything else. And then I think, I don't know that I want to live in a world where you chase down the joke at the expense of like, the joke being funny is the funniest thing is the important thing no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Excuse me, Mr. Skeleton.
I am nearly here.
I see you, so I'm gonna stand here and eat my concrete mixer while you get the boat.
Beautiful.
closed.
Feel free to direct me because it's foggy as
Except
shit and I
things
can't
are-
see you. You're here.
Things
Okay.
are fighting me. It is rude of you to try to kill me right now, Mr. Blob. I just want to eat my concrete mixer. Making fun of yourself with strangers, it can suck, but it can also show how people react to it, and that tells you who you're surrounded by. I think that's true. I think that making fun of yourself a lot of times is a safe thing to do, but only if it's coming from a healthy place and not like a vulnerable place where you're seeking.
Yeah, and also like I think there's even still ways to make fun of yourself that can hurt other people in a weird way. Like, I think touching on the wrong topics. I think touching on like, I don't think anything's completely. By the way, I just decided to go right there because I'm just kind of stuck up against land. So
Oh, that's fine.
I think, yeah,
Well, I remember this wasn't really making fun of themselves, but like being verbally frustrated.
Mhm.
I remember in high school, I had a good friend that I always kind of got upset with. We were on the tennis team together, and we both were on the varsity team, like pretty good players.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, her self-talk was very negative.
Mm-hmm.
And she really struggled with, I think, her skill, like her confidence and her skills.
Mm-hmm.
But like all day long at practice, she would just like talk about how bad she was at tennis and how like she sucked and like would just like degrade herself constantly. And she was like one of the best players on our team. And I just always felt like that was a really like, I would try sometimes to remind her like, hey, there are a bunch of younger girls on this team that are not as good as you. And every time you like are verbally like in front of the whole team talking about how much you suck, like that doesn't like I know she wasn't doing it for like to try to be silly or funny in this situation, but it was one of those things where I was just like, oh man, like
Yeah.
I feel like every time you do that, when you say you suck and you're better than all but 3 people on this team, like you're making everybody feel bad. Like,
yeah, that's an
that can
interesting
also
one
be
too. Is the
seeking
like the star
compliments.
of the team being negative is like negative self-talk can be a little weird.
It can definitely be like fishing for affirmation for sure.
Or yeah, or just like leading to a not great dynamic sometimes.
Yeah. Which is a little bit different, but I feel like there are certain ways you can teach yourself that may be harmful to other people's, like, particularly if it's like struggles that people are common for people.
Yeah.
Like weight or appearance. Or...
Yeah. There's 32 in here. Can you carry him?
Yep, I should be able to take 32. I think I could take 34 as my max. With my current inventory. I got him.
Ben says, I feel this gets weird with people like firefighters / first responders and more high-stress jobs that require large amounts of teamwork. Yeah, what do you mean by that? I can imagine that it might get a little different depending on the type of work. Like water cooler versus something a little different. Siege says, I called myself an oopsie baby once. My dad seemed to actually kind of hurt by that. We joked about them getting pregnant with me before marriage, but calling myself a mistake hurt him, and I felt bad. Yeah, that's so interesting. That one's interesting, too, because it's something about you, right? Like, you were kind of doing a joke about yourself, but there were other people involved who love you and were responsible for you, and so they were like, they also became, like, you almost made yourself the butt of the joke, but doing that hurt someone. That's interesting.
Or they feared that it hurt you.
Yeah, which can be the other.
Which is how I probably read that. Is like, if you stick a little bit more inland until you get down there, you'll avoid a lot of like spawners and stuff that we didn't clear.
Inland, okay, gotcha.
I mean, we're pretty close together right now.
You're saying left as we go.
The first time, yeah.
And then we go right at the end.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, you're good from here. I was
just trying to make it about left and right.
Hey.
Hey. I'm horrible at responding to negative self-talk. I always want to provide solutions, but that's often not what people want to hear. But I hate being powerless about other people's pain. What a way to phrase that. I love that. Yeah. I don't know how I do with other people's negative self-talk. I've never really thought about it, I guess. Or not thought about it a lot, at least.
Well, I think that there's like a different...
It's different, too,
there are
based on
different
how close
times
the
that you
person
interact
is.
with
Yeah.
people. Right, and
Like
there are
if it's
different
Megan,
times...
that's one thing.
I was gonna say, I feel like it totally just depends on what your relationship is with the person and like what you can provide. I'm just in this sinkhole and I have to get my stamina up.
That sinkhole, by the way, has iron in it, but fuck that stuff. I can't get it out. I got it. No, don't worry. I got everything.
You got everything out of the chest?
Yeah. Just go.
Oh, well, I have to get out of the sinkhole.
I know, you still gotta get out of the sinkhole. There's one place you can get out a little bit easier.
Okay, I got
can
out.
show you if you... Yeah.
Okay, so we got it all.
Yep.
Great. I'm gonna sit up here and eat my concrete mixer.
Even in death, motor still cries. Will you push us off? Never mind, we're chilling. I think.
Yeah, I can.
I think we're chilling. We're zooming.
Oh god, there's a wraith. Just don't go too far that way.
Which way? Left or right? Where are you going?
I mean, turn for sure.
I'm turning as sharp as it'll turn, unfortunately. Yeah, this is interesting. You may need to push us.
Oh yeah, here's the wraith. It's here. I'm trying to push us,
Oh,
though.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I'm jumping off. We should fight it. Rather than have it hit our boat. It's halfway.
Okay, it's not even that powerful anymore.
Push against
I
this
can't
boat
really
if you
push
can.
the boat in any.
If you sprint at it, you can push it a
meaningful
little
way.
bit. Sprint and
Okay.
jump. Lucius, thank you for the follow. Oops. Forgot to mute. Listen, I fucked
it's
up
fine.
driving, okay?
Yeah, you always give me a hard time.
Listen, I fucked up, and I'm using our valuable motor time trying to get this thing off the fucking thing, but...
Yeah. Can you back it up? Because I'm not.
I can back it up a little bit. Problem is the boat is so wide in the middle.
Should I try to cut this tree down?
You could try.
I hope it doesn't hurt the boat. I'm not sure that I can even.
Fucked up. I
I
still
don't
think
I'm
just
doing
running and
damage to
jumping
the
here is
tree.
pushing it far enough. Yeah, running and jumping is the play. Here, get in.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, I'm on. Yeah, I definitely think it depends on, like, we were talking about how you respond to people's negative self-talk. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely depends on, like, your relationship to the person.
It's interesting too, like in a long-term relationship. Since Megan's here, I'll talk about that. Like, in some ways, it's funny. Like, the longer we're in a relationship, the less I trust my negative self-talk, the more I trust your response to my negative self-talk. You know?
Totally.
Which is a great, incredible thing, an incredible gift. And that's
Totally.
so. In that way, like, I almost feel a responsibility to talk to you about your negative self-talk and be like, I know
Yeah.
that to not be true because we live together and we know each other super well, and you are stuck inside of the narrative that your brain is supplying that I know. Not that I like know better,
Totally.
but like I can offer an alternative.
Yeah. Agreed.
Look, when self-driving boat tech really hits the mainstream, you'll be golden. I still haven't told this story. Meg, did I tell you that we drove past self-driving cars in Phoenix?
I saw that you mentioned it in Discord the other day.
There's this company, I think it's called Waymo, which is doing self-driving like ride shares in Phoenix. My friend Jared and I, first off, there was a car that drove past us. They look wild because they have like fan spinners all over their cars, like the top, the side. They're technically actually spinning sensors, which are like reading the road at all times.
Interesting. Okay.
But I saw one and I was like, oh, that car looks weird. Jared saw one and he was like, that car doesn't have anyone in it. There's no one driving. And I was like, what? And then we saw like 4 more across the next day in Phoenix. But yeah, they just drive around all, like, they're driving everywhere. I passed like
Crazy.
5 on the road. I passed one and I was like, that car doesn't have a driver in it. And we started looking it up. Yeah.
I think I had read that that was something that was happening, but
I think Waymo is
Still.
in Phoenix and San Francisco. I think it's either Phoenix and San Francisco or Phoenix and LA. But yeah.
crazy.
I'm good on self-driving cars, thanks. I mean, I won't be hopping in the ride share right now, but like I'm not gonna be like lining up to get on board. But dead serious. It's like we were talking. I mean, I said this in the Discord the other day already, but like the minute we can hand off individual driving to super well regulated computers, I'll be into it. The day I can sleep through my drive somewhere, I'm in. The day I can look at a car on the road and not think, is that person drunk driving? Is that person 12? Is that person 95 and should not be driving? And my life is at risk because they are sharing a vehicle on the same road at the same time as me. That's when I'm like, I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'd be a better driver too if I started spinning. Oh, I thought that red stopped spinning at first. I was like, yeah, maybe you would be a better driver if you stopped spinning. Just to be clear, I have loads of reservations about self-driving cars, but and mostly with all the things around it. It would be like regulations and.
Hey Lilindrian, I've been watching your Skyrim playthrough, but I'm nearing the end on episode 297.
You have a healthy amount
I don't want it to
of
end long.
both sides-isms for self-driving cars, which is like, if we can make technology work for us and making dangerous things safer and like certain things easier, then those are good things. And like, how do we optimize that, I think is the question.
Yeah. And how do we get there without and also how do we get there in our like deeply
fucked up capitalist society,
split economy and class world as well. Yeah. Ryder says, I've been watching your Skyrim playthrough. I'm episode 297. Oh my god, thank you for the prime sub. Holy cow, you're so far into it. I've always been curious how many people actually make it 320 days, 320 episodes.
I was gonna say,
in.
how many
And
episodes is it? Because it's not that many more.
320,
after
I think.
That, right?
I'm gonna do some quick googling. This is not an accurate necessarily. This is not an accurate number, but I want to see how many people watch Skyrim episode 1 and how many people watch Skyrim episode 320. Just because I'm curious.
Do the percentage on that.
Yeah. Skyrim episode 1, holy god, has 145,000 views.
Jesus.
145,000. And then Skyrim 320 has. Oh, the problem is we actually should look at Skyrim 319 because Skyrim 320 got a weird algorithm boost, which I think is so funny.
I was gonna say you should probably look at like 300
you know what you'd really like?
and find the average.
I love the YouTube algorithm is like, you know what you would really like? The 320th episode of a series.
The last one.
1.4K. All right, so our percentage is pretty good. Literally 1% of people. Is that right? No, less.
That's so funny.
145 divided by. Wait.
145,000. So 145 divided by 1 would be the same.
0.1%?
No, it's about 1.
Yeah, it's 1%. I just hit the boat. Fuck. My bad. Where am I going? This way. Shit.
I just pinged it a second ago.
There you go. You're about to be in the 1% of people, Prider.
That's so funny.
I just wanted to bring us over to where we saw the sea serpent.
Sure.
I'm also assuming self-driving cars would be more for urban areas, so you'd still have people driving cars in rural areas. The other thing too is that like car culture is huge. Like I would never want to live in a world where people are not allowed to drive like recreationally. I just want to live in a world where it is so safe. Oh my god, I still have Google over your face. Whoops. It's so safe that shit.
What the
My
hell
bad.
was that?
I keep punching it because I keep clicking.
Stop punching the boat.
I had to alt tab to fix your
bro.
camera. My bad. I just want to live in a world where it's so safe that no family would choose otherwise for like safety reasons, but I also want them to be able to choose it for cost reasons. And that's the part that I think is, if we know anything about this world, that's the part that's going to be tough. Is like, how do you make it both the safest option and the option that all people can use?
Afford.
And the answer is we won't.
Yep.
I live in a country where a driver's license isn't necessary at all to get around. I would say humble brag, but it's not even a humble brag. It's just a fucking brag.
It's just
And
a
I live in a
brag, bro.
country where I'm jealous because we have 100 years of infrastructure built a certain way, and
that way is 4 cars.
that way is car forward.
It is wild, like, to think about how close we live to things like groceries and dining establishments and
Yes.
schools, and how absolutely unwalkable those
no
places
method
are.
there is to get there by other than
Besides
by car.
driving.
Yes, truly no method to get there other than by car.
Like, I don't want to throw out specifics because I don't want to, like, dox where we live.
Yep.
But, like, you should be able to walk to...
Like 3 very necessary things for our life we cannot walk to.
And not because they're not within
a certain distance, but
3
because they
mile,
are
like,
within a certain
yeah.
distance, and there is no way to get there that does not involve directly putting yourself in danger to vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's insane.
It's wild, you might even say.
Amber says, as someone that prefers walking strongly, I found it so frustrating living in the U.S. Yeah. Are you going to be able to get the boat up farther? Or do I need to? Because we're not close enough to the workbench to repair it right now.
I was just thinking that. I'm going to need to...
We can build another workbench here if that's easier, but...
Listen, I'm not driving very well right now. I'm just going to push it a little bit, okay?
Make fun of my driving. I can just build a workbench right here if you just want to leave it here.
I mean, frankly, we probably should, because here's what I was thinking. Not to. I was thinking this to this is sort of like the whole. That's our parking spot, basically. So, like, somewhere in the middle over here makes a lot of sense to have just a bunch of workbenches that we can park it, and then, because the longer amount of space we have, the more we can just, like, take off a little easier, too.
Totally.
I did a bad job parking, is the long and short of it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
but I built
right,
you a workbench, but...
She knows.
Yeah, it's wild, like, how unwalkable most of the U.S. is.
And what's wilder is how deeply... I'm not saying it's impossible. Because I don't know if it's impossible. That's not a thing I would even claim to know. But I will say there's a whole lot of freaking stuff in the way. How, like, deeply ingrained in our culture, and not just the layout of our cities, not just the accessibility of, like, it's the layout of our economy, like our job, like the way our like employment works. It's the way like every resource that we have delivered works. It's wild.
Yep.
Ryan can't walk to the Spindrift factory, and I need to be able to walk there. I really need to be able to walk there, I would argue.
If we could walk to a Spindrift factory, that would be dope as hell. Listen, though, it would be hard if we had to walk all of our Spindrifts home. We would drink less Spindrift.
Yeah.
Because Spindrifts are heavy. We'd have to have a bike with a rack on it or something.
I got the last iron, by the way.
Awesome.
Oh, you're right here. My bad.
Thank you. I was right here.
Spindrifts are heavy. We need a rack.
We'd need, like, a bike.
Yeah, we would.
But again, there's not even a good way. I can think of a way that I could get somewhere on my bike or on foot without, like, walking directly along a road, but it's also, like, not.
Listen, I spent a part of last year going through this weird hobby phase where my goal was to run every single road in the area that we live. And so I have run on some of the very fucking sketchy roads that that are not built for people to run on. And it was dangerous and bad. And I don't know that I'm going to do it again because it was bad.
Yeah.
There's this, like, sort of very small, like, fringe hobby in the running community where You like run every single road in a place. Think of it like achievement hunting for running a city. And that should be dangerous.
It's amazing too how many even like neighborhood roads around where we live like don't have sidewalks.
Yeah.
Like they're just absolutely not built for that.
That's bone, which goes here. Hey, here's a question. It's 4:11. How long are you hoping to go?
I'm just gonna bake some bread and then I think it's probably time to get off.
About that time.
Yeah, my back kind of hurts from sitting in this chair.
When I went
know
to
we didn't get
Colorado,
to
I
play
saw
that
people
long,
cycling
but-
the roads there. It felt like such a safety hazard. No bike lanes at all. Cars not being used to running into cyclers. Small mountain roads where you can get shoved into the ravine by a car so easily. You know what's wild about that, Ann? I bet Colorado is one of the more bike-friendly, and I would say most bike-friendly countries in this nation, or states in this country. Not all places for sure, and Colorado has its own very unique problems with the mountains and etc. But it also probably has one of the largest biking populations by state. That said, I went to UC Davis for grad school, which is the bicycling capital of the United States. So I lived in a smaller town. I mean, it's still a city, but like a large population center that was very bike friendly. And the best part about living there was watching the people who did not live there, who were coming there for school. On the first day of school every year, they have parties where you just bring lawn chairs and sit at the bike intersections and watch people wreck. Watch people enter a bike-centric campus for the first time and watch them pedal around on their little like beach cruisers and wreck into each other.
Casey said, I live in a residential area that has 0 sidewalks and drivers don't slow down or move over for folks walking, so it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Meg, I have something for you. Unless you have these already. Do you have these already? If you do, that's fine, because I don't have them.
No, I do not. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. We're almost all the way to padded gear. I have one more item to make for myself, and then that's it. And then we can upgrade them a lot, but use them for other items.
Now we just look dope. We're in like navy blue robes.
Mm-hmm.
We've come so far.
Yeah. I did not do any biking while I was in the Netherlands. No, actually, that's not true. I did ride a bike one day. In Utrecht. I probably mispronounced him. That's the other thing, Evo, is fighting the like so many people don't know how to drive around bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
What makes a town walkable? We have sidewalks up and down the main boulevard. A lot more people could walk places, but we just don't. I think that's a deep and complex question, K-Bell, which is my way of running from answering it. I think what makes a city walkable is a long-term tradition and culture of walking places, the ability to walk there. This is my guess. The like walker-friendly or like walker-prioritized or like pedestrian, I should say probably pedestrian prioritized design of roads and intersections and stuff.
It's also like civil planning though. Like it's truly city planning. Like because even if there are sidewalks, like if it's 2 miles to walk to a store or to a restaurant, you're not going to walk there.
We got to get our we need more people playing Sim City 2000 and we need to put those people in charge of government.
I mean, there are places, like there are cities that are better designed for this.
And
like,
there are
even
cities
in the
that
US.
are
like,
trying really hard to get there and, you know, for sure.
Like I can think of places near us that like have a lot of walking and biking trails that have prioritized like how they develop their downtown areas.
Here's the problem
or, like,
in America with that too. Most of those places
are very cost prohibitive to live in.
Very cost prohibitive to live in and very like are like are stratified in terms of class. And so, yeah.
Amber says laws as well. Here you step out into the road because the drivers legally have to stop for you. Totally. Where do you live, Amber? Can I ask?
Street address, please.
Yeah, street. What's your address? Siege says not only that, but in the city, people ride their motorized bikes and scooters on the sidewalk. It's awful. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Oh, New York City. Lambrecht was talking about it earlier in chat too. Oh, New York
City. A place that is much more I mean, not necessarily walkable, but like designed to be. It's not car centric, which is also.
I would pay for a siege tour on the topic of. No,
Amber lives in Spain.
I made a queer ass. Did you put your pants on? Shit, I made the wrong one.
I did put my pants on. You made me the right thing.
I made myself the wrong thing. Fuck.
Oh, shame.
No. A siege tour on the walkability of like the I don't know if walkability is the right term. I don't know if it's the most friendly term either. Like the how New York was or wasn't designed for cars, basically, / pedestrians.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a more inclusive term for walkability. I don't know.
I don't know. It is interesting too to be in a town like. I remember Amber says that they're from Spain. I remember being in Portugal and being like, oh my god, like walking up and down these like super narrow streets, and it's like, well, yeah, these streets were before cars like were built. These streets and buildings have been here since long before there were cars. Like nobody was building these streets like to around cars.
Yeah.
Or like with cars in mind.
Were the way of...
Now sometimes that was sketchy because you'd be walking down a street and like would basically have to squeeze out of the way so a car could fit by. But like, but also it was like, oh, this is very cool because this is not.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is I didn't think Utrecht was very walkable when I was there for the first time, but that's because I landed at the train station and my hostel was all the way across the city, and some of the roads were and sidewalks were made with lots of stones that I had to wheel my goddamn suitcase over. That's not Utrecht's fault. I think Utrecht was actually probably the place I've seen in the world with the most non-car movement, but I just didn't plan well, and I didn't have a way to get from the train station to my hostel. That was my own goddamn fault.
You said about, I spent a whole day walking around San Sebastian, Spain, in like shitty flip-flops after my friend had dropped her computer on my toe, and I don't think my feet have ever hurt so bad. Like walking over cobblestone streets, like with an irregular gait because I wasn't putting pressure on my big toe.
Yeah.
In like Walmart to like $10 Walmart sandals.
Yeah.
My feet have never hurt so bad. It's a cool place though. Stacey says where I live we have tons of walking trails, but they don't go anywhere, just in nature. And I think cities are prioritizing that, like outdoor public spaces, and I feel like a lot of outdoor trails, like a lot of that has become more of a push, which I think is still a good thing. It's just a different thing.
Siege said that, which is a super interesting factoid, during COVID, the governor of New York City shut down certain roads in the city so people could exercise without being on top of each other. Some of that ended up sticking.
That's cool.
Spyrid, thank you for the follow. I think part of it too also, K-Bell, is like, what's the average temperature in the summer for you? There's also just places like when I lived in Davis is super. I walked 2 miles to and from, uphill both ways, by the way, class.
Uphill both ways.
In grad school. I walked to grad school every single day. because I couldn't afford to pay for the bus, and I couldn't afford to pay for gas or parking. But I didn't have class in the summers, and when I interned in the summer, when I TA'd in the summers, I would pay for the bus because I could not walk in the in the summer temps there. It was not like there's some, just what nature gives you in terms of weather and
Totally. I mean, like, cars are helpful and like are like valuable resources and provide access and provide ease of access, and like none of these things mean that they're the enemies either. It just is.
I'm gonna start upgrading my weapons and gear, I think.
Cool.
We have enough iron to do it, so if you want, I can start upgrading some of yours as well. I'll just have
Casey
to take your clothes off, you know what I'm saying?
Nice, nice, nice. There is a walkability index, and it looks like there are tools to measure access to public transit. Yeah, it's amazing how bad public transit can be, even in Indianapolis. Like, public transit
getting better.
Is...
It's still so bad, but it's getting better.
Working on it. It's so bad. So bad. I think I'm ready to call it whenever you are.
I am also ready to call it whenever you are. There's also chances to get better too. Like, the other thing too is that, like, in the U.S., I don't think getting rid of cars is just like an option.
No.
But
oh, of course not.
We bought a hybrid. I get 55 miles to the gallon most of the time. Like, most everywhere I'm going. Sometimes a little bit lower on like high big interstates. Like, we can get there. We can get there. We can make improvements, is what I mean. I don't know where there is.
Yeah.
But.
And I think it's a thing that cities are considering a lot more now, and they it just wasn't something that was on the table.
Who's fucking on my
probably
shit? Yeah,
I got him.
Well, it wasn't ever
wasn't even really being
also wasn't a
considered
concern or
30
priority.
years ago.
Would be the other way to phrase it.
Yeah, and
it just
so
was not prioritized. Yeah.
I think that those things are. It's good that we're thinking about them more.
I think there's more of a priority,
and
at least partially. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just go to sleep and then.
Same. Thanks for playing Valheim with me today.
Thanks for playing with me. I didn't die today. I died a lot last time we played. We didn't really do anything very dangerous.
I died today.
Hey, it wasn't me today.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
All right. I almost said I love you. I do love you, but I'm going to get off here.
Well,
It's me getting off the phone. Hey, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Hey, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Sorry, I was distracted because I couldn't figure out what the sound I was hearing. I think it was just Kingsley snoring really loud. So.
He's living his best life. All right, Chad. I love you. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Goodbye.
Love you, chat. Talk to you later. Bye.
Love you, chat. All right, later. Bye.